In my last video, I talked about growing up in the Jim Crow South. And now I want to talk about the changes that happened in the tumultuous 60s. You know, it was 1965, they passed the Civil Rights Act, and we were always about 2 or 3 years behind the rest of the country where I was. We didn't get desegregated until I was a junior in high school. At first, they only let 7 people come in, and they were all hand-picked. And then the next year, they let everybody come in. But I had kind of this thing where when I was really young, when I was an infant, I had a black nanny. So unconsciously, I had this thing of being safe, feeling safety around certain black people. Well, anyway, so my whole idea that I'd been raised around these people about the blacks were this and that, all that was being challenged. And then at the same time, I told you about that course I had to take where Americanism versus communism. And I realized that, wait a minute, they say communism from each according to his ability, to each according to his need. And here in this country, we have graduated income tax in the welfare system. And so it's like, aren't we the communists? And what are the communists? But the crack had been breached, you know. It was like I was starting to think differently. And, you know, it was funny. I went in 1 year, we were running long hairs out of town because the Yankees had come down to our town and was going to steal our women. We ran them out of town. And then a year later, they were running me out of town. So I went from redneck to a freak in a year, and it was like amazing. So I just want to tell you that history because you need to know where we are today comes out of those roots of the segregation and the indoctrination. You know, my sister, she still lives in Florida and still believes it. And if you watch the stories, Florida's really kind of like lagging behind. So I just say, hey, I'm glad to be out of there and ready to bring a friend.